Hey guys, what is up? It is Tristan, and I picked up Batman 58 yesterday. And first off, I apologize if I sound like a 12-year-old boy. I'm super sick, but it's written by Tom King, and the art and cover was done by Mikel Janin, and then the variant was done by Francesco Mattina. So I got that out of the way. This was really good. The cover is amazing, and the variant's amazing. We get kind of a humanized approach at Oswald Cobblepot, and we get to see Penguin really as a person instead of just a villain. And that's what it opens up with. He's getting the news that this Penny is dead, and she passed away she was out in the alley and she had her throat slit, like a vicious death. She was murdered. And then we get a little fight in between Batman and Penguin, and kind of leaves us hanging it. But it does show Penguin in Arkham, which kind of surprised me just because a lot of the times we see Penguin as one of the more sane villains. But he goes and visits Bane, and we see a little bit of that. Kind of deepens the plot between Bane and Batman. So I'm assuming we're going to have a lot more going on with that. But we get to see Penguin at a party, and then he is making arrangements for the funeral. And as far as that goes, he doesn't want any of her family there, even though her dad has been, asking where she's at, wondering where she is. We find out that she's a 20-year-old girl that, he has been in love with. And there's not a whole lot of time when we see Penguin as a human instead of just a villain. And that's one reason why I like Tom King so much, is because he's very good at humanizing characters. And that is really what this shown. And I didn't know who Penny was at first. I'm guessing that she is from the one shot where it was Joker Asylum. It was like Penguin #1. I think that's what she's from. And in that, she was a prostitute that he had fallen in love with. And this showed her death, and it was really sad. This was a really good way to start this, just because it shows, and I said it before, but it really shows a good side of Penguin that we don't get to see a lot. But then we switch over to Alfred, and he is cleaning the T-Rex in the Batcave. And I absolutely love these 2 pages because he's showing, that there was a blood spill, and he was keeping it as a trophy from when he fought Mr. Zoom, but he's getting that blood off of there, and there's a really, really good splash page of him upside down. And it's my favorite page of this one, just because it's so good. It's so well done, and the art in this is so well done. But so then we realize that Batman is going to kind of see what's going on with the Freeze case, and he's going to meet Gordon. And it kind of has a throwback to Batman 55 and Nightwing 50. He asks how Babs and Dick are, and kind of shows a little bit, it ties in there. But I mean, if you don't know about those ones, it's not going to be that big of a deal. Just basically where Dick became Rick, and Babs is dealing with Worm. I couldn't think of in the dark web. So that also kind of ties in again with like Batgirl 28. So I mean, this whole series ties together. But then we see an intruder alert, and Alfred's upside down. So he comes down, and there's a window broken, and he's not sure why, and they're talking back and forth. And then we switch right back to Batman, and he is, trying to figure out what's going on with the Freeze situation. And just a really nice page of him fighting, all the way through. It's really well done. The art in this is great. But then we see Alfred. And this is kind of the part of the story where it had you holding on to what was going to happen next, because there was a bird thrown through the window, and there is like a little saying going on in the background. But the bird's thrown through the window and it's broke. And we know that from earlier that Penguin, and I guess I should have said this, was kind of targeting Alfred. He wants to kill, Bruce Wayne's manservant. He doesn't know that it's Batman, but he wants to kill, Alfred. And we see this happen, and we see the gun go off right, in between his eyebrows, and Batman just, okay, tell me how this is possible. Did he really just punch a bullet? I mean, this is really well written and the art's really good, but dude just punched a bullet. Come on now. But yeah, Alfred's okay. He's fine. And then we get a little meeting between Penguin and Batman. And this is where it ends, because we get to see that there is probably going to be some sort of relationship going on from here on out. We get to see that Penguin wants him to sit down and have a conversation. So whether or not that's good or whether or not it's bad, but I'm pretty sure just from the context of the story, they're going to work together. I love this. I think this was so well done for two main reasons. I liked the part with Alfred. I liked him cleaning the T-Rex, but I really liked seeing, that point where you're like, oh my God, is he going to get shot or isn't he? And I didn't think they were going to actually hurt Alfred, but it still was that point where you weren't sure. And I love the humanized character approach that King took on Oswald, just because we don't see that a lot. I mean, there is maybe a handful of comics where we can see him as something other than a villain, and this is one that actually did a really good job. And I love Tom King. I think he's a great writer. I think he has, he's hit or miss sometimes, but most of the time he does a really great job of humanizing the characters. And that's why Heroes in Crisis is working so well under him. It's amazing. I don't know. That's all I have to say. I think this is super good. I definitely would say to go get it. It's very well done. The art's great. Everything about this was great. I read this after Nightwing, and I was so much happier with this. And I think this arc is going to be good. So let me know, of course, what you guys think. And I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.